Well, aloha to all my fellow aquanauts from all over the world. My name is Captain John, your host of Think Ocean. This video's episode is entitled The State of Coral, Part 4. And that state, my friends, no doubt, is Hawaii. My team of fellow aquanauts here at Think Ocean have been diving with and observing and monitoring coral for the last 10 years, since that great first coral bleaching event, that massive one that took place in 2015. This is part 4 of our State of Coral Hawaii series, as well as other videos that we've put out about coral bleaching in Hawaii and following coral in Hawaii. Indeed, you can follow certain coral heads that we've been monitoring and filming over the last 10 years and see, are they sick? Are they dying? Are they healthy? Or are they thriving? You know, there's been much talk and conversation about this massive bleaching event that took place around the world in 2024. And this video, the State of Coral, Hawaii, Part 4, we're going to find out what's happening in Hawaii for sure. So let's head topside and learn more about our coral observation mission. Aloha and welcome to the bridge of the ship. Now I'm going to put up a map of the big island of Hawaii and show you the Kona and Kohala coastline. We've been diving and monitoring coral on the Kona coast and the Kohala coast, as indicated by the yellow arrows that appear on the left side of your screen on this map of the big island of Hawaii. That's over 100 miles of coastline, and we monitor 10 dive sites and locations. So before we get into this episode of the State of Coral in Hawaii, Part 4, please, my fellow aquanauts, get yourself a copy of my latest book. It's entitled Full Ahead. If you're into the ocean, you're going to love it. Every chapter ensures you will be in the water. I promise. It's found anywhere that you get books. All right. Let's now check out our coral monitoring program here at Think Ocean. Eight years ago, I found this young coral grandis struggling to survive and beginning to show signs of bleaching. I named her Gabrielle in honor of one of our late and great aquanauts here at Think Ocean, Gabrielle. May God bless her soul. Fortunately, the bleaching stopped and the algae took over on the wounded areas. It appeared to me to be some sort of a scab, and I hoped eventually that the wounds would heal. As the years passed by, she wore the scabs proudly, and she seemed to get more color and slowly grew. This video is of fall 2022. I knew she was a strong piece of coral and that eventually she would recover. Well, in the fall of 2024, as part of our Think Ocean Coral Observation Project, I found her healthy and thriving. She grew a lot over the short period of only 2 years, and she looks strong, and those scabs are gone. These are Pocillopora corals, the types of corals that we're going to be focusing on in this video, because these are the types of corals that are most affected by coral bleaching in Hawaii. These are the species Meandrina, or commonly known as cauliflower coral. Their color comes from a special algae that the coral has in a symbiotic relationship with the algae. When coral loses its algae, it becomes a ghastly white, and it is near death. It is at this time that we refer to the corals as being bleached, or coral bleaching. It is when the coral is in this state, it most resembles cauliflower. That's a little marine science humor there for you, my fellow aquanauts. Many factors can lead to the coral bleaching effect, including water temperature, salinity, and clarity. Even though the environment can have a negative effect on corals, it was during our 2024 coral observation project that we found one major cause to their demise, and that is this crown-of-thorns starfish. It's resting with a full belly after devouring these corals that are now bleached and dead. Our chief diver, Cassidy, here at Think Ocean, dives down to check out a cluster of bleached corals. He points to the culprit, a crown-of-thorns starfish that has eaten and killed this coral colony. Let's dive down together, my fellow aquanauts, and see if we could follow a trail of death and destruction that will lead us to a crown-of-thorns starfish. Up the reef we ascend, and once at the top, there we find the dreaded crown-of-thorns starfish that was responsible for those corals' death. As we follow this trail of death, there has become a crown-of-thorns overpopulation in Hawaii as of 2024 that is mainly caused by the overharvesting of their top predator, the Pacific Triton's trumpet shell. This is our most northern core, a mooring buoy we discovered on our 2024 Coral Observation Project. This is the very first video documentation of these large and healthy Pocillopora corals. Take note of the background. The bottom is nearly void of any corals or colors. That is from a fine layer of silt caused by erosion and urban and industrial runoff that goes into Kauai High Basin. The silt fills in and smothers the coral. It'd be like a volcano exploding and filling in your house and yard with ash. It wouldn't be good for you, and it's not good for a coral reef. Being suspended in the water column off the bottom definitely has its advantages, proving the main cause of this reef being unhealthy is silt in the water. For without the silt, the reef below would be full of big, beautiful corals like these. This is mooring buoy Kilo Papa, our first core that we've been monitoring for 10 years, and it is also our most southern core. In fact, these corals are the mothers of the reef,
because they were of only a small handful of corals that survived the devastating coral bleaching events of 2015 and 2018. These corals repopulated the reef below, and we've been monitoring their offspring for the last 6 years. These are Pocillopora corals, species Grandis, because they can become quite large. The common name is staghorn coral. I refer to them as Grandis. These corals love nylon rope and easily attach to it, very fit and secure. This is core Kilo Papa in 2022. Take note of the dead coral balls along the core line as we ascend from here, and we'll be back to them in a moment. These yellow corals are encrusting corals and usually cover the bottom in a yellow mat. But here, they found a suitable substrate and are healthy and thriving, even fanning out to get more sunlight. Take note now, as we ascend, of the small baby Meandrina corals that have also found a suitable substrate on the core. Remember, this is 2022. Let's descend and view the Kilo Papa core from the fall of 2024. The baby corals have grown and have taken on a healthy dark brown color. Some new corals seem to be growing out of all the old dead coral pieces. This yellow encrusting coral is doing just fine. Some more beautiful living corals seemingly growing out of an old dead one. On the back side of our other yellow encrusting coral, a healthy Meandrina has grown substantially over the past 2 years and looks healthy. As we continue our descent, we can see 2 more young and healthy newcomers. Remember when I first said to remember the dead coral balls on the core? Well, look at this one, regrowing just above this strong Grandis. 2 years ago, you could hardly see it, and now it's big, and it seems happy and healthy as can be.
So join our team of aquanauts as we dive deeper into our 2024 Think Ocean Coral Observation Mission. On our next episode, we will revisit. We're going to take a look at where we first noticed baby Meandrina corals emerging after the 2015 and 2018 coral bleaching events. We're also going to visit our deep water spots and see how our deep water corals are doing. They live right at around 100 feet. We're also going to see our big mothers, the big corals that survived those bleaching events and are now the mothers and responsible for the population of the reef in Kona as we know it today. There's also many new corals on the reef, and there's large blooms of Meandrina coral on the substrate. We're also going to look into why do some of the corals shed off their very valuable algae that they live with symbiotically. They need the algae to survive, and this puts them in jeopardy. And why are some of the corals half bleached and half healthy? Are the coral reefs healthy or are the coral reefs unhealthy? In our next episode, we're going to put it all together. And my fellow aquanauts, please get yourself a copy of my new book, Full Ahead. If you're into diving, if you're into surfing, sailing, you're going to love this book. Every chapter ensures you're doing those activities. Now on YouTube, please subscribe. Get some other people to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share these videos with others that are interested in the marine environment. My name is Captain John. I want to say mahalo for watching and aloha.